What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Forza Horizon 5. Today we're going to be taking a look at my second drift build here on the wheel, this time for the R33, but first I have a little bit of a problem that I want to show you guys, and hopefully you can help me out.
So I've been having this issue recently where when I boot up my PC, everything works fine with the wheel, but then after a couple drifts, this is actually straight on my wheel. So watch, if I drive the car's driving completely straight in-game, but my wheel is turned pretty hard to the left. Which honestly isn't that big of a deal in drifting, because I just have a little bit less steering lock to the left and the right, and it gets a little dead on the right side, so I can still drift, but it's pretty brutal for racing. I don't know if any of you guys have dealt with this issue before, either on a G920, G29, or anything like that, but if you guys have dealt with this issue before, please let me know what your fix was down in the comments.
Alright guys, so here we are with the R33 GTR. I'm going to go through the entire build, all the upgrades, all the customization, and then we're going to go through the tune settings as well in case you guys are looking to copy this down and drive it for yourself. First things first, we got the engine here. It's maxed out all the way, guys. Every single part, I don't even need to go through them. Everything's maxed out all the way. In platform and handling, we got the best brakes here. We are running drift suspension here as well. We got roll bars front and rear. Chassis reinforcement is going to be level 2, and then we are gutted all the way. In our drivetrain section here, guys, we do have the 6-speed race transmission. That's just because I have an 8-shifter and I don't want to run out of gears. We have our driveline maxed out as well, because why not? And then our diff, I don't know why I chose the off-road diff, but I tune them anyway. Guys, let me know if you tune the diffs, is there still a difference between them? I'm really not sure. This was an error, but the car's driving great, so I'm not going to change anything. Heading into our wheels section, guys, we got the stock tire compound once again. We're running 245s in the front and 245s in the rear. For our wheels, we're in section 3 here, guys. We got the Work RSZRs, and we are running those in 18s once again. We got our track width all the way out, front and rear once again, guys, mostly for looks, also a little bit for handling, and that's going to do it for our wheel section. Let's head on into aero. Front bumper up first. We did run the June front bumper, but we do have our stock option here as well. I don't know how to pronounce this, but abflug. We got 2 options from these guys. Top secret here as well, and then we have our Forza option, but I thought the June bumper was the cleanest. For spoiler, guys, we got the stock R33 spoiler. We got an abflug option here as well. We got June once again, which is pretty close to the stock spoiler, but honestly, I like the OEM one. Of course, we have our Forza option here as well, and then wingless, but honestly, I thought the stock spoiler was the best look. For our rear bumper, guys, we ended up going with top secret. We got abflug here. Here's stock, and then we got June as well. For our side skirts, this is really kind of a mismatch of parts, and I apologize for those of you guys who are purists, but I just went with what I thought looked and flowed the best. So we got an abflug side skirt on here. Here is our stock option. Then we got abflug number 2 over here. Here's top secret, and then we got June as well. But I like this side skirt. I like the way it flows with the rear bumper. It kind of looks like this body line flows out more into that rear bumper line. So I know they're not the same brand, but honestly, I think this car's looking pretty sweet. And then we got our hood options up here as well, guys. We got the top secret hood, but I wanted to go with a little bit of a cleaner look, so we just left it OEM. That's going to do it for our looks, guys. Head on into conversions here. Obviously, we didn't engine swap this. We left the RB, although I do think that the power curve is slightly different on this engine than the RB that you swap into other cars. It just looked like the power curve was a little different, and I think I was getting different numbers on the upgrade, so that's just something to keep in mind. Now, this car's already twin turboed, so there's no option to change our induction, and we did change it to rear wheel drive because drift car. I think that's going to do it for our build section of this video. Let's head on over to the tune, and then we're going to hit up some drift zones. So looking at the tune here for the R33, guys, this is actually the first car that I ended up with a little bit lower tire pressure in the rear than I did in the front. We got 27.5 and 24.5 for our tire pressure. Gearing's not as weird on this car as some of my other cars, so those of you guys who like to look at the graph, this should be a little bit more comforting for you. For alignment, we got our camber at -5 and -3. We got our toe at 3 and 1.3, and our casters all the way up at 7. Roll bars are 2720 and 1980. These are a little stiffer as well than some of my other builds. Springs are 7013 and 6107, and we're slammed out all the way for ride height. Damping, we're at 12.8 and 10.6, and stiffness, we're at 8 and 6.6. No aero options on this car, guys. None of our mods unlock that. Our brake bias is 70%, our pressure is 125, and our differential is locked all the way 100. So that's gonna do it for the tune, guys. Let's get this thing out on the road and get ripping. Alright guys, here we are coming up on our very first drift zone of the day. You guys should remember this from the SC300 video. Now, I was going for 400,000 points in that video, and I think that that's a pretty fair score for controller. However, this is my second video on the wheel, so we're gonna go for 375,000 points because I'm on the wheel. And I think I don't think it'll take too long for me to be good enough where we can just run for our controller points. But for right now, I think a little bit of wiggle room is okay. We're still learning out here. Nice tap, but I do think the wheel is it's becoming more and more fun as I get more seat time, more practice. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It's just I don't know. There's a certain level of control and I don't know, just activity that comes along with driving on wheel versus controller that is just super fun. So we're going for 375,000 points, guys. I don't think it's gonna happen on this run, although it was a pretty good smooth run, I'm not gonna lie. We just didn't have the beans to get it done. First run. Oh no, I was pushing it a little hard. Close. 351. We'll take it for a first run. Not too bad. So 50,000 points off our high score, which was on the controller, which I think is pretty good for a first run here today. So hopefully we'll be able to spin this thing back, squeeze 375 out of it. My wheel's all sorts of crooked. You can see that my center indicator's like all the way over to the left. So, but like I said, guys, it's not a super huge deal for drifting. It's a huge pain when racing, but not a huge deal drifting, because the wheel's kind of spinning around anyway. So I'm glad at least I can still drift, even though the wheel's kind of broken, but that's okay. Oh man, let's go. Try and get it up into third here. Now I think I'm gonna probably do eventually, once I get a little better, I do want to do a how to drift on the wheel video and kind of share some of the things that I'm learning. I definitely obviously don't think I'm good enough quite yet to be teaching you guys how to drift, but oh, floating out there, woo! I do think I've learned a few things along the way that have helped a ton. The biggest one, honestly, for me is just keeping my eyes up as far up the road as I can. I know I say that a lot, but so much of driving is what you do with your eyes. And I think for me, just looking up the track as far as I can at all times really helps me keep the car nice and smooth. I think when I start looking too close to the car itself, my lines start getting a little bit choppy, and I definitely steer more than I need to. That's the thing, people see the wheel flying around in these wheel videos, and they think that you're doing a ton of work on the steering wheel, and really a lot of drifting. Did we get it? Oh, we got it, let's go guys, 379, not bad. Honestly, next time I do one of these videos, I think we can hit that 400. But since we've already done 2 runs here at this drift zone, I wanna hit one more drift zone. I definitely wanna hit up the mountain run. Let's head over there. Alright guys, here we are, pulling up to the mountain run. Car's a little dirty, that's okay. Now the drift zone doesn't start right at the beginning of the hill here, but that's okay. We're gonna drift the whole thing. And when we get to the drift zone though, my high score is 1,000,000 points. So I'm hoping what we can do is give ourselves a 100,000 point grace period, or grace zone, and hit 900,000, because I did the 1,000,000 points on controller. And like I said, although I'm super happy with the progress, let me get rid of this GPS. But yeah, like I said, even though I'm super happy with the progress so far, I definitely don't think I'm anywhere near as good on wheel as I am on controller. So definitely gonna give myself a little bit of a forgiveness zone on the points. But the whole purpose of this video, honestly, is just to, oh man, I was gonna say just to show you guys I've been getting better and that I can actually get some points out here. Yo, look at this Supra, it looks a lot like mine, that's cool. So we're gonna hit this drift zone, it's coming up here. It looks just like my Supra, that thing's wicked cool. In the dirt, here we go. Weird start. Just tap the handbrake a touch. Here we go. 900,000. I've ran this car on this mountain run a few times, and I have not gotten 900,000. I think 850 was my best run in this car, in this drift zone, so I'd be pretty stoked if we could get it, guys. Now the cool thing about this car is I did tune it for drift zones and for this kind of style of driving. It's not necessarily geared towards tandems. In fact, I haven't tandemed yet on the wheel at all. So I'm sure my tune styles, because they do on controller, right? When I tune a car on controller to tandem, it definitely changes the tune from if it's more purpose-driven for drift zones, right? And so I'm sure that's going to be the case on the wheel here as well. That was a nice corner. But for right now, I just wanted to design a car that I could rip around these drift zones and get a little bit more comfortable on the wheel. Oh, man. Oh, that would have been so sick if I could have, like, scraped the guardrail without actually hitting it. But honestly, I think this thing's coming out really nice. I'm really happy with the tune. And I think my driving ability is getting there, too. So definitely not great, but showing improvements every time. And that's really all you can ask for, because if you get better every time, then eventually you'll be great. So that's all there is to it. Just trying to get better and better every time. Can we grab fourth here? We can, let's go. This thing's smoking them. Oh, baby. I honestly haven't ever given fourth gear that much juice. Honestly, and that's something I think is super true. Is I noticed that, like, if I were to drive this car on controller, I bet you I'd be in fourth gear a lot. I don't know if it's just because I'm on wheel and I'm scared or what, but I feel like I can just drive cars more aggressively on the controller. And so I'm hoping that as I get more time on the wheel here, that I'll start to become more confident and be able to just burn out fourth gear more often like I just did, and really get this thing moving around. I'm getting some nice colors here with the sunset. I'm stoked on that. I actually recently just went through a couple of the different seasons on single player. I was setting up a race and I was just taking a look at some of the different seasons. I think it's pretty cool that they're doing different seasons, although I don't think there's gonna just be like a full-out snowy winter season this year. At least that's what it seemed like to me. It was like stormy season, wet season. I don't know if there was any other seasons. There definitely were, but I didn't see just like flat-out snow or winter, which is really cool. That was definitely one of my big gripes with Horizon 4, was just a week out of every month being full-out snowy and gray and white. It's rough. Are we gonna hit 900? We're almost at the end of the zone. Oh, this is close. Another close one, boys. No! No, 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 no! Oh, no. I'm not gonna hit it. No, no, no! 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 Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on! No! Are you serious? Dude, I'm so bad. I am so bad. I had it first try and messed it up. At least we got some good colors to run it back down the other way. Damn it, dude. We almost had it. My wheel is super crooked. Holy cow, it got worse. We'll chalk it up to that. That's totally why I messed up. Just because my wheel's messed up, dude. Alright, guys, this is probably going to be my last run of the day, regardless of if we hit the 900,000 points or not, because my wheel is actually getting pretty bad. I've only done a couple runs, and my wheel is pretty much pointed 90 degrees to the left. So, we might have to look into fixing this thing, guys. Which, like I said, we can still kind of drift, but it definitely gets rougher the further out of alignment the wheel gets to keep the car in decent control. And so, yeah, we're gonna do our best here. This is gonna be the last run, whether we hit 800,000 or 900,000 or not. I'm hoping we do, man. I don't like leaving goals unachieved, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully we'll be okay here. I've been running this thing up and down the hill a good bit. Had some good runs, but haven't been able to crack the 900,000. No, no! Ugh. It's like I turned the wheel too hard to the right, or too far to the left, and I don't know where the center is, and it starts to understeer, and the tire starts scrubbing the fronts. No, right there, dude. Like, oh, wheel, come on, dude. Why you be broken? Ah. It's getting harder and harder. I wish you guys could see how far out of alignment it is. It's terrible. Oh god, it's so bad, guys. Can you see this? Like, you can't even see the center indicator. Let me show you on the camera. This is straight now. Yay. So, yeah, guys, as much as I would love to keep drifting, I think we're gonna have to look into a fix for this G920. Guys, I think that is going to do it for today's video. I'm so sorry we didn't hit our goal of 900,000 points. We literally almost had it, and I had to be an absolute moron and spin it at the end. You guys know we would have it if the G920 wasn't broken. Like I said, guys, if you've ever had this issue before on a Logitech wheel, please let me know down in the comments what your fix was. I'm really hoping I don't need to buy another wheel. I'm hoping I can fix this thing, so please let me know if you fixed this yourself. Other than that, guys, links to our Discord, Twitch, and this tune are down in the description below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it or found it useful at all, feel free to leave a like down below, subscribe for more just like it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.